Is profitability a 2-part or a 4-part structure? This is the question that you probably haven't asked, and we don't get asked this 100 times a day or 100 times a week or even 100 times a month. But it is a question to which the answer is implied in a lot of the structures that we look at inside case interviews. And oh boy, is it a big mistake that you can make. I'm really excited today to walk through the profitability structure, which is in all situations a 4-part structure. And I'm excited to explain why that matters for your case interviews. Today, we're going to talk through the Profitability Framework. It's the core of all frameworks for interviews. And it's the only one that you absolutely have to know. If you don't know it and don't understand it, it's going to be really complicated to pass your case interviews. The Profitability Framework could be a 2-part structure if the structure sounded like this. Profit equals revenue minus costs. When you think about revenues and costs, they are two, in the consulting world, super buckets. Of course, they're important. Do you want more revenue? Yes. Do you want lower costs? Yes. But ultimately, the only way that you actually get to the management of those things is to break them down a second level. And so when you begin a case interview with something like profit equals revenue minus costs, it's kind of like saying, I speak English, when you're already speaking English. It's something that's meant to be assumed that you already know. So just make sure that you focus on the right level of the profitability framework. What is the right level? What's the level down? What is revenue when you break it up into 2 pieces? Prices and volumes. What's cost when you break it up into 2 pieces? Variable cost and fixed cost. So the profitability structure is profit equals price, volume, variable cost, and fixed cost. When you have all 4 of those pieces together, then you're able to manage to the lever that someone needs to pull to make change inside an organization. Let me just break down each one of those pieces so that you can fully understand. If I was laying out a problem for the profitability framework, there are one of 4 types of problems that I could come across. The first is profit decline. The second is profit where the revenue is specifically declining. The third is profit where the cost is specifically increasing. And for each of those 2 scenarios, it's stated which one it is inside the case. The fourth one is a profit scenarios case where somebody says, we're doing this and we think about doing this. Which one should we do? And the answer is whichever one makes more profit. So profit is a fundamental concept that you have to know, that you need to know how to break down into these 4 pieces. Well, prices can be influenced by a lot of different things, such as the demand overall in the market, such as your propensity as a company to offer discounts and your conditioning of your customers to the discounts, such as the quality of your product that justifies a certain price. Volumes can be associated with certain things. It can be related to the elasticity of your clients. So if you change the price, maybe you'll have a different number of people that are purchasing. It can also be related to the marketing channels that you're using, or the quantity and quality of the marketing messages that you're using. The variable costs are the items that go directly into the development and the delivery of your certain items and services. Those would be somebody who's staffed directly on a project. For products, it's a little simpler to think about. It would be the items, the widgets, the components or pieces that go into an actual product. And then fixed costs, the final kind of cost, are the costs that are operating underneath the business to support everything. Those include legal costs, overhead such as rent and utilities, fixed labor costs, and often marketing costs. When you put all of those 4 pieces together, you will be able to calculate both today's and a future scenario of the profit of a company. And so just make sure that when you're thinking about the profitability framework, you use the 4-part structure to do so. If you are finding yourself tangled, confused, and uncertain with how you go about the case interview, reach out. We love to help people get untangled, to set you on your straight path to success inside the case interview. And we do that through tools, digital tools that you can subscribe to, or if you want to have one-on-one curated experiences with some of our handpicked incredible coaches, we would love to help. The links are in the notes. Thanks so much for joining.